pass
Wow.
out some of those free samples so I can, kind of infiltrate that community.
Okay. Oh my gosh. That's a really good idea. I bet there's 10,000 ways to
Yeah.
get the word out. And everybody uses seasoning.
Yeah. And like with mine too, like of course, I don't necessarily watch my sodium, but my those two blends are so flavorful. I'll use those. My blends pair very well with each other. So my chicken and chop is an amazing. I mean, the flavor is simply just it's out of this world. But if I want a different spin on things, maybe I want some lemon pepper wings, I'll use my chicken and chop or my signature blend along with my lemon pepper seasoning. And a lot of the lemon pepper seasonings that are on the market have sodium in them. So I
Ooh,
found myself trying to get the lemon flavor, but over salting my food, if that makes
okay.
sense. It was like the
It
lemon to
does.
salt ratio was off. So if you use those two together, you can put as much lemon pepper as you want to get, achieve that flavor, but not
Yeah.
over salt. So yeah,
How many different flavors or blends do you have?
I have 8.
Oh my gosh, what are they? What are they? We know about the signature blend, that's chicken and chop.
I have,
But you can use it on everything, right? You can use any of them on
yeah, and
anything.
it's actually, I changed the name to, yeah, signature. It's not chicken and chop anymore. So I have a hot chicken and chop along
Okay.
with that. And then I have my second blend to come out was my barbecue. And I also have for my love for Southwest Florida, I named my seafood seasoning Gulf Coast Seafood. So I have a Gulf
Ooh.
Coast seafood, and then I have a hot Gulf Coast seafood. I have a steak and veggies that is amazing. I had this recipe long ago that I would use. I mean, you can use it on your steak and your vegetables, and it gives you that taste of like restaurant broccoli, so
Yeah.
good, or restaurant, style vegetables. And then
Yeah.
I have the lemon pepper and the garlic and herb, which are both salt free.
Okay. Oh my gosh.
Oh,
I
and
was just like,
the barbecue, that's another one named after Southwest Florida, and it is, what
what
is it?
is that?
Southwest Florida barbecue.
Gosh. Oh my God. I'm just thinking about all the things I want to buy when we get something.
Yeah, I have people that I had to start selling my signature blend in a 32-ounce bottle because it's literally like, I don't know, when I cook, I use, I pulled 9 things, used to pull 9 things out of the cabinet. Of course, you use your garlic powder, your onion powder, your black pepper,
Yes.
whatever seasoning salt you're going to use, whatever. And so the good thing about my seasoning is it's everything in
In one.
one. Yeah, so you can literally scale your cabinet down, have my 8 blends, and be good to go.
Oh my God. Oh, I'm probably gonna work on that
Yeah.
later on today. Like, sounds so good. And I am a huge seafood fan. Like if
Oh,
I had to just pick one like
me too.
category of food, like
That
seafood,
is,
the shrimp, lobster, crab legs, like
that is so me. Seriously. Ugh, love it.
so good. So good. So I can't like when you said that one, I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, I can't wait to try that one.
Yeah, the
So
seafood's
if I
good.
want your stuff, I gotta go to your website and order it from your website.
Yes, it is www.soudersoulseasoning.com.
Okay. Okay. What's the price point? Like, what's the price point and what are the, like, how you sell them in bottles of like what size? Kind of like the same, like I would see like at the supermarket, that kind of
Correct.
standard.
Yeah. Yeah. A 3-ounce bottle is going to run you $6.99. They
Oh,
were $4.99 when I had them in the packages. And
okay.
so, of course, I rebottled them, rebranded, and went up to $7, and it'll be the best $7 that you ever spend in your life.
I guarantee. I thought you were gonna say more.
Yeah, no, 6.99.
Mm-mm-mm. I can't wait.
Yeah,
Did you through the course of, because this is all you're a very new entrepreneur like
correct.
I am. Did you run into, in the spirit of the series, did you run into anything you wish like, oh man, I wish I would have done this or I wasted time doing that or, anything like that?
That question is really, it's not hard for me, but I'm I'm a very glasses half full kind of girl.
Yeah.
And so anything that I run into is, I believe is something that I need to really either focus on, need to figure out, need to research, need to, get it in my head. Um, so I haven't necessarily ran into any obstacles or anything that I wish I had a done sooner or done differently. Um, I tell people having a great product is only half of the battle. Um, I had that down pat. What I didn't have was the business side of things. And so that I had to learn. I'm not a business major, I'm a nurse, but
Yeah.
I am a researcher and I am going to find things out. And so here I got my
Right.
trusty dusty notebook from the blocks that I have
Mhm.
all of my FDA information. Like the state inspector was so impressed with me. She's like, there's some people I wonder how they even go into business. She's like, you're on it. I'm like, yeah, I'm like, I don't know a lot about this business. So I don't want to, I have a fear of looking ignorant. And so I
Right.
research and research and research and research because I want to have all of my ducks in a row. I don't want to
Yeah.
do anything that I'm not supposed to do, legally with the FDA or statewide. So I try to have, so I do a lot of research as far as that's concerned. Um, I don't think there's really any obstacles that I ran into. Really, I can't really say.
Man, you're lucky. You're really lucky because so many of us out there, man, like for me, one of my things was, and you're very brave, like working in the food industry. I used to work with the FDA when I worked at a pharmaceutical company, and the FDA can be really, really hard to navigate. Like anytime you have to deal with like a regulatory body in general, it can be really hard to navigate because there can be a lot of red tape, especially with like especially with federal bureaucracies. So, but yeah, this mistake that I made, it was on my radar at some point that I needed to get a dog daycare license from the Department of Agriculture in Illinois. And like I don't like I knew I had to do it. And we researched it, like had some stuff in my email box about it, and then like construction issues and went to the blocks and I still have a full-time job. I still have a full-time job. And all of a sudden the store was open. I got my business license from, the city and all of our construction, like we got all of our permits, like there was so many things that we had to get approved. All of a sudden I realized that we had opened up and we did not have a dog daycare license.
Oh,
And so I panicked. Like I panicked because we had already had our grand opening. We're talking about it on Facebook, like, come see us. In my mind, I'm like, as soon as I figured it out, I'm like, oh my God, all the haters out there who don't want me in business are going to be looking at my license to see if I'm legit and they're not going to be able
right,
to find it.
right.
But luckily, like I called right away and kind of like confessed my sins. I think I realized it when we had been open for about a week. Called and confessed, and they were able to help me get
Yeah,
everything kind of retro done. And since I had only been open, we hadn't had our grand opening yet. We were having our soft opening, and
gotcha.
thank goodness there was like 3 weeks in between them. But yeah,
Yeah, now that I think about it, so I going into the like the labeling portion, legally you got to have so many things on your
yeah,
labels, your nutrition facts and so forth and whatever. And so I had hired someone to do my nutrition facts. Of course, that has to be a
yeah,
chemist. It's kind of expensive. And
I'm
so
sure.
I did that. Well, when I met with the inspector and she was telling me that, and I was like, yeah, I already got somebody that has done that. And she's like, um, well, she said, they have an exemption if you have less than, I don't know, it's some type of small business exemption that you can be exempt from your nutritional labels if you're a extremely small business. And I was like,
Oh my God.
really? So she's like, yeah, as long as you don't have any nutritional claims. So like my 2 salt free, I
Yeah.
will have those labels on there.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
because I have to, because they are sodium free, but the others I didn't have to. So I kind of paid for that. And I did see something about the exemption before I actually did it, but it was so, it wasn't, I didn't understand.
It was like minor, like it was
Yeah.
just, it was filed somewhere back here,
Yeah,
but
and I didn't understand it. That was the way, but I could have called, but I didn't understand it even enough to call and get clarification, you know. So of course, which is fine because when
now
I
you're just ahead of the game.
yeah, and when I go to Walmart, I'll have to have those on every one of them. So
Exactly. I mean, that's interesting. That's exactly one of the because money is so scarce, or at
yeah,
least for me at the
yeah.
beginning. It's like, oh my God, like I only want to spend exactly what I have to spend. And, I know for a fact I overdid it in some areas too. Like
Mhm.
we have grooming. Grooming is a service that we offer, and I don't know if I really had a realistic picture of how fast we'd be able to scale grooming. But we only do grooming right now on like Monday. We do a few hours on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.